crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you've joined us today. It is Technique Tuesday. We're going to show a technique that is going to create a wow handmade card. We are going to be adding layers to the front of our card. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. The first thing you'll need to do is make sure you have your base card cut. And remember, all the measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. And if you want a free template with this design, head over to our Pinterest account, Creative Moments by G, and start to follow us. We're going to check all the new followers. And on Wednesday, we will send out this template to everyone that has followed us. So start with your base card, and then we are going to cut some mats for this really pretty layered card. Now, as you can tell, I've picked out some beautiful colors. I have Bermuda Bay that we're going to work with as our background mat. But the first thing you'll need to do is take this larger white mat, and you're going to decide how you want to lay these mats on top of each other. Now, you will be using repositional tape to do this. So let me grab that tape and let me go in a lot closer so that you can see what we're doing. Now, one thing I like to do when I am positioning these mats is I like to make sure that I have the same margin on the left as I do over here. So I'm going to just center this, and this is our sentiment mat. So we're going to just kind of put it right there, and that's about where I want to put it. Now that's how I judge the distance on my mats for this layered card. Now the next thing that we need to do is go ahead and put some repositional tape. So I'm just going to pick this up, put a little bit of repositional tape, make sure it's right where I want it, make sure I have the same margin on the top and the bottom, and let's just put a little bit on this and lay that down again exactly where we want it. Okay, now because I'll be stamping off this mat, I want to go ahead and bring in another piece of paper so that we don't get our craft area dirty. So let's go ahead and back this out for just a moment. Grab a piece of paper, lay it on your paper, and now we're going to bring in the stamp sets that we're going to work with. Look at what we're working with. Irresistible Blooms, because I want to work with this sentiment thank you. So pretty. But for our flowers, we're going to use the two-tone Flora because we want to keep it quick and easy on Technique Tuesday. So this actually stamps the color for you. It's a two-stamp process. So the first thing I want to do is get my base color. Now here are my large flowers that I'm going to use. This stamps the definition, which is the darker color, and the background is the lighter color. So for my lighter color, I'm going to use Bermuda Bay. A little tip for this, when you're stamping on layers, you really need to kind of leave it there for a moment and let that color transfer. So tap, tap, tap. And I'm just going to put a flower right here. And on this, I need to rock it just a little bit to make sure I get it on the sides. Okay, now I'm going to put another large one, I think, right here in this corner. So we're going to ink it up again. Just going to turn it, and I'm going to hold it. And now we're going to bring in some smaller flowers before we stamp the second one, because I'm staying with the background of Bermuda Bay. So let's make sure that we have our background stamp. And I'm going to stamp this right in the corner. Okay, now I can shut my Bermuda Bay, and we're going to bring in Night of Navy to give us that definition to the flower. Now, this technique is just wonderful to create that wow handmade card with just some simple layers. So let's go ahead and stamp the definition on our smaller flower first. Look at that, so pretty. And now we're going to bring in the definition for our large flower. So tap, tap, tap. And we're just lining up our stamen right here. Once again, I'm going to find our stamen in our flower and I'm going to line that up. And now we're going to bring in our leaves, and I'm going to use old olive for that. To stamp our sentiment, we want to take this apart because we have a line right there underneath this mat. And that will really prevent your sentiment from stamping properly. So you can go ahead and just take these apart. That's why it's so helpful to have repositional tape, because it just comes off very easily. Now I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Night of Navy. Now stay with us because we have 2 more cards to show you how we put our layers on our cards to create these wow handmade cards. So tap, 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 and then I always look at it to make sure I have enough ink. And we're just going to put this right in the center. Love this font, so pretty. Now make sure you just hold it there for a moment so that all that ink can transfer. And look at that. Such a pretty font, right? Now the next thing is you want to bring in those mats. And remember, we have a template that we want to give you for free. All you need to do is head over to our Pinterest account and start to follow us. We're going to look at all our new followers, and then we're going to send out the template on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and get this layered up. Now the first thing we want to do is glue our nice big mat onto our Bermuda Bay. So let's do that. And this is such a quick and easy card to make, but oh my goodness, makes such a statement when you are through. We want to go ahead and lift ours up on some dimensionals. So grab your dimensionals, and this next layer, after we glue this down, we're going to add it with dimensionals. So let's get this glued down. And we are going to just line this up, making sure that everything lines up again. So let's add some dimensionals. And just take the backing off and we will add it to the front of our mat. You want to make sure you get it exactly where it needs to be. So don't let it grab it before you make sure everything is just perfect. There we have it. Now we're going to add this to its mat. We're going to add some dimensionals and take the backing off. Now we're going to bring in our white card and we are adding this to the front. Now look at that card. I personally love the dimensionals on it. You can kind of see dimensionals right there. I love how it has everything stepped up. But let me show you one that doesn't have dimensionals on it. And it is quite beautiful. This has become such a wow handmade card, and all you needed to do were add some layers to it. And now we have one more card to show you. We used the same stamp set, but we did it in Melon Mambo and Real Red. Now look at how pretty that is. A very quick and easy card for you to make. We hope you enjoyed Technique Tuesday and that you love making these layered cards as much as we do. Go out, make it a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.